This is Anthony Zangrillo, and welcome to another episode of The Wrap-Up, presented by the Motion Picture Club and Loot Crate. Every month, subscribers from Loot Crate receive curated boxes filled with a variety of exclusive items from every corner of the pop culture universe. August's theme for Loot Crate is Most Wanted, including items from Hellboy, Harley Quinn, Kill Bill, Archer, and World of Warcraft. We have assembled today to feature the destruction of Suicide Squad.
Ravi Persaud.
James Gisante from Villarreal Pictures.
Matt Murphy, Longbox Podcast co-host and Comics First contributor.
Now, I'm just going to say this is an okay film. Some people describe it as an action ballad filled with bullets and stuff like that. I heard it on motionpictureclubs.com or something. But it really, it's like, I don't know what to say about this film anymore. I've been broken down.
I feel like we've talked about it a lot. It's just there's really
We talked
no
about it
record
at
of
bars and stuff like that, I think. But
I think
like
recently, I think very recently, we just talked a lot about the film.
when one of your main characters looks like the love child of Davy Jones and Gozer, there's a serious problem with your film.
The worst part of that description is you could be talking about either Killer Croc or Enchantress.
Oh, you mean Bowser Jr.?
Yeah, Bowser Jr.
Okay, so let's give our scores, and then we can move on to spoiler territory.
All right, give a score and then like a brief little explanation why you scored it that way.
6.5. This movie is for comic book people that want to see Harley Quinn on the screen. I think Paul Dini broke down and cried. Like, he started crying, apparently, because he never saw Harley Quinn be in an actual, like, relationship where Joker doesn't beat her to death. By the way, that's apparently a deleted scene, just so we know we missed out on that scene. So if you're a comic book fan, go see it. If you're not, probably skip it.
I give it a 6. I thought the characters were great. The plot was, patched together, and the villain was one note.
I gave it a 7 just because I had so much fun while watching it. Like, I recognize every fault that's being talked about, but I can't deny that while watching it, it felt like a fun experience. So, yeah, good time.
Matt?
I give it a 7. It was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot. I enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked Harley Quinn. But, I mean, the plot isn't really there, so you can't really get upset when someone says it's not that good. It's not, like... And they said it's not for non-comic book fans. This is the most DC comic book movie we've ever seen.
Yeah, and I agree. I said this in private before. I felt bad. No, this is.
What do you talk to yourself in a room or something like that? You weirdo.
I'm very lonely, Anthony. Okay, I'm very lonely. Okay, not all of us have a girlfriend, Anthony.
I don't have one. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fair enough.
It was an intervention from the gods. That's what that was.
I felt bad for this
Jesus.
movie. I felt bad for this movie. I didn't feel bad for Batman vs Superman because Batman vs Superman made a lot of decisions that could have been done better, but it stood by what it was doing. With Suicide Squad, it felt very reactionary to Batman vs Superman. You could have had a great movie, but they felt like they needed to fix things just to make sure they were pleasing everybody, and in the process, they didn't please anybody, or almost anybody.
You know what I think Suicide Squad was missing?
What's that?
Kevin
Actual
Costner.
suicide?
Kevin Costner.
Yes,
Oh, God.
I wanted Kevin Costner on the top of a mountain and just be like, Joker, you should have killed Robin, not Harley Quinn.
That's not majestic. Tell me that's not majestic as fuck. Like, come on.
That was the worst scene in all of cinematic history, I think. It made no sense whatsoever. But, Ravi, why don't you set it up which squad member's going to go through?
All right, so this is spoiler territory, guys. Now, we're going to go quickly through each member of the squad. First, let's start off with the villain-ish Enchantress. I personally thought she was one note, boring, and as Anthony says, the cross between Davy Jones and Gozer.
You know what? I liked her because that Esquire shoot, very good. I was a big fan of that Esquire shoot, so I thought she was...
We're talking about Enchantress.
Anthony's been broken down at this point. He doesn't. He's in not give a fuck mode.
Just as WB Games, Warner Brothers is paying me for this podcast.
Oh, God.
I'm joking. No, not at all. I have integrity, unlike PewDiePie.
Maybe we should put that on the cutting room floor. Yeah.
Hashtag fuck PewDiePie.
Let's go.
I thought that it was I thought that she was the wrong choice for this movie. I think she could be a good villain elsewhere, but for such a street level team, aside from El Diablo, They should have fought something more gritty. Something that could fight them, not something that they have to throw a bomb at.
Enchantress is in one book every decade.
Yep.
She's in one, and not only one book, she's in one storyline. She's a one-note character. Come on, DC.
I would say it was the wrong way to introduce magic to this universe. In general, they probably shouldn't even add magic because it really doesn't go with everything they're trying to establish with having Batman fight Superman in this type of universe and everything like that. But at the same time, David Ayer does many interesting things with the character from a cinematic perspective. I really like how they introduce how she takes over the possession of June Moon.
June Moon.
Is that her name? Okay, I wouldn't know. But but that's an awful name, by the way. But like,
at least it doesn't have alliteration.
I don't think I've ever seen this type of horror character in like one of these films. I guess maybe in like Ghost Rider they try and go for that sometimes with like a horror presence. But the way she even moves, it's like a feral instinct. The problem is it's all flash and no substance. You don't care about the character even if at some points it looks cool. Like here's a great example. Why would you have the final scene in fog? Makes no sense.
I agree.
That final action scene.
I felt that
subway
she.
Station.
The subway station is just weird. It was just for the trailer, I guess.
I mean, I saw Men in Black 2 before, so.
Oh, deep cuts. That's
That's
I felt
wrong.
That.
That's wrong. But I mean, Spider-Man 3 had the best subway scene ever. I'll defend that one.
Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 3, remember? No, but that subway's outside. See, that subway's outside. So
all right, fair enough.
That subway's different.
You're right.
I like the subway station thing,
Fair enough.
All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, is there anything left to say about Enchantress?
No. Slipknot, he was there and then he wasn't.
That's giving it more time than he was in the film.
Yeah.
I mean, and James privately pointed out before that he was a little insulted that he didn't even get an introduction card.
It's one of those things that you need, if you're going to showcase what happens with the Suicide Squad, you need to have that villain die.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that they should have done a better job of not telegraphing that. Like, they didn't do anything to showcase this character.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I expect you to die.
They did a good job of that. It's just like exactly what they're saying. Put the card in there. That's it.
Exactly.
Katana, my thoughts are, I think she was characterized well. However, she was underutilized, and they should have explored the fact that she's the only volunteer on the squad a little more, and a little bit more about her sword. They just say it's magical, and that's it.
I mean, she cried about her sword and she killed people. That's about as much as she does in the comics. Not much more you can ask for.
I stand by the fact that I am Team Arrow on this one. I liked her representation on Arrow a little bit better, but
was that Hawkeye or something?
No, she had like a full season of development, so it's unfair to like compare. But
how dare you cheer on Arrow season 3? We need to enforce the fact that WB should be ashamed.
All right, it could be worse. It could be Arrow season 4.
But I love that E show. I think it's great. Right after Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Felicity and Friends. Oh, yeah. Yes. Team Felicity. Felicity.
Oh, can we not? I'm trying to be happy right now.
Guys, I'd rather be thrown into a fridge than talk about Felicity, so let's move on.
Right.
I hope they do that.
I
hope they do a Women in Refrigerators movie.
Oh, God. A documentary.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant.
Just to finish up on Katana, I thought she did a great job. That's just, she felt very tacked on. There was no reason for her to be there. The plot does not change one way or another with her involvement or her exclusion.
I liked one shot she had where she was crying to the sword. That was it.
Yeah.
Everything else, it was awful.
Okay, Killer Croc. I can say I love Killer Croc. I was disappointed that he was tiny, and also he was kind of, just there.
My thing about Killer Croc, he's really small, but I really want to know what his dick looks like.
Barbed wire, like, oh God.
Barbed.
I'm a huge fan of Croc. I think he's a great character in the books and in other areas. I don't think they did a bad job with him. Let me take that back. I don't think he was done poorly. I just think he wasn't in the movie enough for me to care about him.
I have one response. Brother, the fire rises.
Oh, God. I'd pay for that.
It's sad. It's sad when Bane is more comprehensible than Killer Croc. But he had one good joke. When he's in the bar, when he says, I'm beautiful or whatever it is, I laughed at that. So I'll give him credit for that, but that's about it. He needed to be much bigger.
I think a big disappointment there is that apparently they had a lot more of Croc in the original cut of the movie. That that "I'm beautiful" thing is a recurring thing. That he's ridiculed by pretty much all of the Gotham underworld, and he sort of just the way he builds himself up is by saying he legitimately believes he's beautiful.
Yeah, but if they actually, you're saying they did it multiple times in the film, in the original cut?
Yeah.
That would have been bad. I think it was like a one-off. So this is the whole thing. Because we're going to go into the comparisons eventually that, was David Ayer actually made an amazing film and then the studio came in and ruined it? I don't believe that because I think it's the same thing as Fantastic Four. They, just like Fox, they mitigated their damages. They turned a film that was probably a 4 because it was too dark, it was too insane, into a 6 or a 7.
See,
and you can't turn it into an 8 or a 10. I don't believe this stuff that it's like the directors need the artistic control and stuff like that. Marvel doesn't give the directors creative control. So anyone that's saying like Marvel lets the directors do whatever they want, no. Marvel takes control from day one. And that's the difference that WB doesn't do that.
The difference with Marvel is, though, Marvel, and I'm not trying to disrespect the Marvel movies, but they make a much broader movie. They're trying to appeal to a lot more people than I think DC is admitting to that. Warner Brothers is admitting to that. We're trying to reach a certain demographic as opposed to Marvel that they're just trying to grab as many people as possible. So I don't mind a more artistic approach, but you either got to support that fully or you just got to curb it from the beginning.
Don't half-ass two things.
Exactly.
One thing.
They're trying to make an Oscar-worthy film with action scenes.
Exactly.
Just think of that. That's what they're trying to do. And
no,
it's
that's
like,
100%.
has that ever happened? I don't even know.
No.
Like,
Lord
that's
of the
the
Rings.
thing.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess.
That's an adaptation.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
And comic books aren't.
Well,
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is a good one.
But Lord of the Rings is an adaptation rather than an interpretation. I think
Was
these
it-
are interpretations, not adaptations.
Wait, now Two Towers was nominated, right? Or was it just Return of the King won?
No, all three of them were
I
nominated.
think
All three
were
of them were
nominated.
nominated.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Return of the King is the one that like swept that year.
Because I could think of Western films that had action scenes that were like nominated. But that's like a whole different category. Like they're trying to compare this to the Western, all these superhero films.
I want to hear what Matt has to say about this.
I don't know. I just like.
It doesn't matter what you think.
One of the things, like I've listened to so many Lexi Alexander like podcasts where she's like, yeah, they're just like, oh, it's good, and then they take control. They control the narrative, the entire thing.
Yeah.
But I think what Marvel has over DC is that Marvel gives their directors at least like 4 years ahead of time to develop their movies.
That's true.
Yeah.
Whereas I think David Ayer had 6 months before this went into production.
Well, that's the problem with the entire DC cinematic universe. They're playing They're playing catch up right now. That they Marvel had years. If you look at Phase 1 for Marvel, it's a bumpy ride.
Bad. I'm reading right now. While you guys were talking, a Reddit compiled a list of deleted scenes from the movie.
Oh yeah.
And it looks like it was going to be 100% darker of a film.
Oh yeah,
It's like a
100%.
completely.
That's why they did the reshoots.
See,
No, it's not even reshoots. There's just a lot cut out.
Yeah.
There's so much Joker cut out. There's so much Killer Croc come out. There's so much
I don't want to jump
Enchantress
ahead.
cut out.
I don't want to jump ahead with these characters, but like just talking about the cut stuff. As a like purist with the comics, like I tend to give some leeway when they make changes, but I am someone that is adamant that Joker and Harley should not be a relationship that is romanticized. And apparently the original cut for this movie has a very demented take on their relationship, very abusive, and that's what I was hoping for. And they went with the rosy version in the movie.
This is basically like they portrayed this one more as like a twisted Romeo and Juliet almost.
Yeah. Well,
I
all
think
right.
I
Go
think
ahead,
that's the best they could go with a PG-13 rating though. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna
No, I
go full out,
disagree.
like let me read you some of the cutted scenes where Joker. And you know the scene where they're in the helicopter and he like drops her to save her before it goes down. Apparently he tries to throw her out and kill her.
Yeah.
And then it gets shut down. And then in the final scene, he goes to confront the squad outside the subway station and tries to get her to escape with him, but he throws a grenade at them instead.
Yeah.
Like
See,
there is a lot more of him being abusive.
I think that would have worked if they had established it in the prior flashbacks.
Yeah.
Like, there is a scene right before they get in the car and they're in that chase with Batman. Like right before they get in the car, there's a scene cut out where Joker like slaps the shit out of Harley, and I want to know what led to that. Like why?
I understand why they changed it, because what was the big complaint with Lex Luthor? Everybody said, I don't understand his motivations because he has this motivation, but then he has this one, and then he has that one. If you ask what is Joker's motivation in this film, it's to save Harley. But adding what Matt's saying, and I was reading this somewhere, I think David Ayer was saying it, that he only wants to save Harley because he hates her, because that's the only thing like he needs in life. So like he wants to kill her almost, but not actually kill her. It's very complicated, and probably your average Trump voter would not understand that.
God. Okay, you're out of left field political.
Hey, you need them. You need that money.
See, for me, the issue is, I think you could simplify all of that. You could take all those complex feelings, and you could simplify it to he views her as a thing, and it's his thing. She belongs to him, and no one is allowed to have her but him.
Yeah.
But then why would he try and kill her though? Like, I guess to make it
Because
known
crazy.
that he owns her.
And it's also more like, look, you're my thing. I can do whatever I want with you, even kill you. Just
No one else can do that to you, but I could spit on you if I want to.
Yeah.
I could do whatever. I could take a piss on you if I want
It's really fucked up. And like,
but that's their relationship in the comics, and I don't feel like it's that complex that you can't get that across in a PG-13.
It's not complex. It's just they don't want Joker to be portrayed that way because they don't want that. That's
God
the thing.
forbid you have a bad guy be a bad guy.
I think it's that thing where like Joker's such a marketable character, but
That's
with
what
the
it
fact that like in the comics it's a medium that no one really looks at, so you can put Joker to his full extremes. But like I was saying in a podcast I did for the Long Box thing, the cinematography thing is like it's the hyper fetishized, hyper fantasized, like godlike characters that are the DCU that we're seeing.
Yeah.
But like when you have a villain, especially with Joker's status, you can't hyper fantasize and hyper fetishize that, because then it gets to a point where it's sick and unnerving, and I don't think the average moviegoer will be prepared for that.
True.
That's true.
No, and I agree with that point altogether. I guess I'm hoping for more from, I guess, the audience, which is probably my first mistake. Sorry, I'm not trying to shit on people.
I think they're just dumb.
I think
fucking sheeple.
I think you could have had a great opportunity here. We were just talking that DC wants to be more, I don't want to say progressive than Marvel, but they want to reach a certain audience before Marvel does. I think you could have had a great opportunity here where you split up Joker and Harley, and then you could have had Harley, come Batman movie, she's shacking up with Ivy.
Also, I think what we've seen here is that it was a lot of rushing. Where we also got the criminal street level heroes introduced.
Okay,
We also
of
somehow
street
got
level heroes, what
we
do
got
think
magic
about
involved.
El Diablo? I think he was okay.
Good job just cutting Matt off there.
Yeah, you totally just disregarded my
Hey
point.
man, Ravi's got some places to be.
We were in the middle.
Okay.
Hey Ravi,
in the
remember that one
middle.
time where you didn't record the entire podcast and you
I
already
do
wasted
remember that one
40
time.
minutes of our
All right,
lives?
we got to remember that we're friends.
Be professional, guys. Be
We like each
professional.
other. We are friends.
I apologize, Matt. Only that we went on that tangent, which was a very good tangent, in the middle of our rundown of the side characters.
Hey, Matt, do you have a friend that likes Diablo or something like that?
I mean, they do like El Diablo, and when they try to defend the point, I was like, your thirst for representation on screen is showing. It is showing.
Desperation better. Like it rhymes.
Oh, I thought they said essay. Whatever.
I'm like totally thrown off. I already said that point. Oh, whoa.
No, you didn't. It's okay. But
I know. I mean, I said it in the original, but Robbie.
I'll say
it's like the real Suicide Squad. We had an original version, and then a lot of it got cut.
Oh, that's
wow, deep cuts, deep
yeah,
cuts.
that was
So wait, is this like the
34.
trailer version?
Oh god.
This is
Ballroom Blitz.
This is the more concise version with the fluff taken out.
I'll say this with Diablo, where it's like I think he was much better than I thought he would be. One of the examples that I would say in an alternate universe, but like the bar scene that you see in the trailer, originally it was about a joke kind of thing, everybody ordering different drinks or whatever it is. Like it's great, Harley has Mai Tai, but I'd rather have the more, I guess, tragic nature of Diablo shown on screen rather than making him a comic act.
Yeah.
And that was added extra layers to the character.
I agree with that. I wish they had done that with more of the characters, though.
Who else would have gotten that?
I mean, Killer Croc is a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc is a recovering alcoholic, and I would have loved like that water bit with Diablo. That would have been perfect for Croc.
Yeah, that actually would have been.
Add him, add a little depth to him.
Now, Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
Some people call him Jay, but I think his name's Chai.
I
But
call him Courtney. How about
I thought
that?
his name was Courtney.
But I'll say this: I think he has one of the best scenes. I heard it had something to do with his boomerang abilities, but at one point.
Oh, you know what? I'm just reporting what I heard. Okay, I am doing that investigative work.
But at one point,
Reddit.
he's at the bar, and basically he's told that the bomb is no longer activated in his throat. Whatever. It should have been in the skull, by the way. Why was it in the throat?
I mean,
Your head pops off.
I would be pissed if a bomb went off in his spine.
But it goes in your throat, right?
Well, I mean, it goes through the throat, but it hits like your spinal cord.
I don't. It should have been like a bomb in the
You're
brain.
dead
I thought that would have been
regardless.
cooler.
Let's be honest,
Yeah,
you're dead
fine.
regardless.
But like he basically runs out of the place so fast, grabs all his beers and whatever it is, and then all of a sudden randomly he just shows up part of the team later on, and I was dead crying. I don't think I was supposed to be, but I was dead crying. This is where the movie became pure schlock.
See,
Pure
I actually
schlock.
booed when he came back.
Well, that's because you hate nice things, but
I'm agreeing with you here.
you booed though.
Because, like you, I agree. It didn't
That was
make sense that he
ridiculous.
came back.
I know, but you
then
gotta
read-
laugh at that because you just have to accept what it is and just start laughing.
See, but then I read a great little comment on Reddit that was he made a comment earlier in the movie about boomerangs, and boomerangs always come back. So that's exactly what he did. He
Oh
returned.
my god, so funny. LOL, LOL, LOL.
Okay, now as if we were catching up with some
hurts.
sort of past experience, let's go to Amanda Waller, and I think that's where we would have left off in an alternate universe.
Bro, she's straight up gangster.
I
He's
think I think outside of the Justice League cartoon, this is the best representation of Waller we've seen.
She has the gravitas of a Waller.
What, you guys didn't like Green Lantern?
Okay.
All right, I love Angela Bassett, but no.
I think we could have added on 20 pounds though.
I mean, what I love,
I'm
I
kidding.
agree.
I'm kidding. All right. Don't have the
no, she is a
Ghostbusters
method
people come
actor.
after me again.
She is a method actor. She should have packed on the pasta. All right.
Yeah.
Can we never use the word method acting again, Jared Leto? Please.
Oh God.
Never
Speaking
use the word
speaking
method
of
acting.
Ghostbusters, you said that in an alternate universe again that you thought the climax was very similar to the original Ghostbusters.
But before we get into that, that was the worst segue I've ever heard.
It was.
That's how
You're
Ravi
doing really
climaxes
bad.
in real life. That's the reason why.
Oh God.
But
Shit.
I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
I'm sorry. I was a payback for not recording.
I mean, we can start
Yes.
talking about girlfriends if you want.
Ghostbusters is
Anthony, how's your
literally
girlfriend?
the one-for-one, shot-for-shot remake of Suicide Squad at the end, and it's just weird because it's just I don't know why you would copy that. Why Ghostbusters?
I mean, I mentioned this. All right, I'm not trying to take a dig at Ravi, but I mentioned this in the original cut of
All right,
the
let's stop.
podcast.
No more alternate universes. I'm
No,
done with this.
but I'm just trying to make a point here. Like in X-Men Origins Wolverine, the ending fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth and Deadpool is shot for shot, pretty much Star Wars Episode 1 between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul.
Yeah, you're right. I just realized that.
It is almost exactly
Well,
the same.
But it misses the most important point where one has to wait, though. That's the only thing in that scene that's the most important thing.
To wait?
Yeah, like one-on-one, and the other guy has to wait.
Oh,
They don't have that, right?
I mean, Sabretooth is gone for a little bit, and then he comes back.
I guess.
It's like it's all right. Maybe it's not shot for shot, but there is like a 90% like.
James, you're reaching,
Similarity.
and it's
Feel.
okay. We understand.
I swear to God, if you put those scenes side by side, you're gonna see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever will, but we respect your opinion regardless.
Now let's
See,
go
I
for the-
appreciate that.
Let's go for the main cast. Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman.
All right. If we could have anyone more boring, I'd love to have them out, like brought on stage, because this guy literally brought no excitement to the stage except when he was crying. Because if he could cry anymore, I just leave. Like I love the film, but he sucked.
This was supposed to be Tom Hardy, right?
Yeah, it was supposed
Yes,
to be
it
Tom
was
Hardy.
originally supposed to be Tom Hardy, and I'm glad that he didn't opt out because of the role. He opted out because of a scheduling difference. But
Supposedly.
But I'm glad that we might get to see him do something else later on as opposed to this. See, I've never been. He wants to do Bane again. He said, "I would love to do a different version of Bane."
No, because we already did that version, we can get a roided up Bane now.
No, I think so. I think so. Totally. I think you could get like that perfect in between from Batman and Robin with the look and like the characterization from Dark Knight Rises.
Here's a real question. How could you have a scheduling conflict within the same studio?
Was it the same studio?
Warner Brothers with Mad Max, right?
I don't know. I don't think it was
Mad
Mad
It
Max.
wasn't
Long
Mad
time
Max.
Mad
No,
Max
I thought it was.
so
I
long
thought
ago.
Mad Max was the problem though, because they had to do more reshoots and all these things. That's why Tom Hardy was being such a diva on the set.
No, it's Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk.
That was the reason why he couldn't do Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's filming.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's coming out in 17.
See, I actually thought it was what was that movie he did where he's playing the twins?
Yeah, I thought it was the twin.
That was a
movie
good
as
one.
well.
I like that.
I thought
film.
I thought
It's
that
called
was the-
Legend or something.
Yeah.
Legend.
It came out last year.
I thought that was the role.
Oh, well, that
Maybe.
was not The Revenant, because that was a horrible movie.
No, it wasn't Revenant.
Well, the
All right.
Revenant sucked.
Revenant
All
was
right.
bad.
Hated that.
I don't want to get into the Revenant. I enjoyed.
Ravi, what are we on? The Will Smith?
No, all we have left now is we basically did
All right.
Harley Joker's relationship.
Let me just talk about Kinnaman real quick with
Okay. Yeah,
Flag.
that's fine.
All right, Flag is just not a character that you care about. Like, it's not like Kinnaman's fault. It's just how do you put him next to Deadshot or Harley Quinn and expect the audience to care at the same level? You just
Oh wait, how? You
Yeah.
make him Deathstroke. That's how. Because that's what I would have done. Because I'm an
But-
evil genius, and they should pay me to do this
All right.
stuff.
First off, there is only one Deathstroke, and that's Manu Bennett. I have no problem saying that.
Manu Bennett's not going to be in the films. Sorry.
No, of course not. But that's why I would just rather not see Deathstroke.
Are you crazy? You want to see him on the film, though. You want to see him fight Batman,
Of course
don't
I
you?
do. Of course I do.
I
But,
don't.
like,
I
I'm
think
just-
Deathstroke's so fucking overused. Just
All
stop.
right, all right, I agree he's overused. But that's like saying the Joker's overused. That doesn't mean you don't
I
get
feel
him.
like the Joker is underused in comparison to Deadshot. I mean,
In
Deathstroke.
movies? In movies?
Are you joking or serious?
I'm completely
What other
serious.
movie has Deathstroke
Yeah,
been
but
in? None.
Deathstroke has made one live action appearance, and
Oh
that's
God,
Era.
I'm so tired of hearing his name. Can we just move on?
Fine.
No, we're not gonna
Slade.
move on.
We're
Fuck
talking
you.
about Slade, guys.
Deathstroke the Terminator.
Ugh.
Deathstroke is amazing. Get over it.
Number one.
Deathstroke is basically the dad of
Two.
all of Marvel. I mean DC.
The dad.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's like the old guard villain.
It's just like go away.
Deathstroke's a cockroach. Can't kill him.
See,
Deathstroke's the Rob Liefeld of
All
DC.
right, can we
just
just
like
cut Matt out of this now because he's just talking bullshit, like actual bullshit.
All right, Ravi. What's next on the agenda?
Okay, now let's move on to our three big stars. Let's go with we already talked about their relationship.
Oh, wait. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and
wait,
Mark
didn't we
Ruffalo.
do this already?
No, we talked about their relationship, but like, what do you think of them as people, as alone? Like the characterization of Harley. I thought she was great.
I
like it.
I could say that probably I had two like pop out like oh my god I screamed in the crowd moments, and they both involved Harley. One when she was wearing, spoiler, the classic Harlequin costume.
Ew,
Let's
And-
be honest, though. Wasn't it such a great decision they didn't go with that?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But that doesn't
He'd
mean
be
I didn't
so
want to
hot.
see it in any capacity,
like
you know?
sweaty wise, not
I
attractive.
was a good nod, though. I did like
Yeah,
it. Probably
exactly.
doesn't make any sense, but it was a good nod.
I like the idea that this is, again, going back to the Joker graphic novel, like she's someone that isn't going to wear the same outfit over. And I love that choice, by the way, with Joker in the movie, that he never wore the same outfit twice.
True.
So, like, it's realistic. Like, Harley is a girly girl. She is going to wear any pop-out outfit as often as sparingly as possible. So
You
I
know,
like
you
the-
say that he didn't wear the same outfit twice, but then he has his henchmen wear that panda outfit twice.
that's
Could have
because
been a little bit more original there.
he's a
right,
he's a
it's-
control freak.
if you wear it more than like twice a year, it just doesn't make sense to rent. You buy, and if you buy, you wear it as often as possible.
It's
Is that the
cosplay.
rule with panda outfits?
That's the rule with most outfits, sir.
Oh, all right. I'll believe you.
Well, I
So,
think-
Joker,
James Furry is showing.
as James has pointed out in on his Facebook profile, Joker has more screen time in that music video with Skrillex than he does in the movie.
Ricky Rose.
I think we are going to get a good Joker from Jared eventually. I'm sure there was a good Joker in this movie that was cut out. I can't make, like, I liked what I saw. It wasn't enough.
Do you think he's gonna come back for it though?
Wants to.
Yes.
He said that he
Yes.
wants to do a team up with Batman.
He can't not come back, unfortunately for him. Law.
But they also can't recast Joker so soon.
I mean, they could.
But they shouldn't.
I mean,
They shouldn't, but they could.
We've never had 2 movies in a row with the same Joker, so.
Ah, you're right.
Well,
That's true.
I
Do
mean,
you think they're gonna
supposed
come
to.
out? No, I just.
What?
I'm just like. The same thing's happening with Batman vs Superman. I'm just overflooded with talking about this movie, and now I'm just tired of it.
there you go. I will say this: he will never, ever, ever be on the same level as Heath Ledger after what I saw, because I could see the snippets, and he will never be on that level.
I
Every
think
single
he would have
scene,
been more exciting.
every
if we saw
single
more.
scene Heath Ledger had. Was there one bad scene of him in The Dark Knight? Answer that question.
No,
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Matt, you speak, and then I'll go.
I think my biggest issue with The Dark Knight is the fact that it's a Joker movie. It's not a Batman
Exactly.
But
And
here's
that's
my thing,
why
though.
we
No.
Celebrate
Let's-
Heath
let's-
Ledger over everyone
It's
else.
true. It's true. But let's look at it this way: because this was supposed to be a Joker film. That's the joke.
Yeah.
The way they advertised it. But was there one bad scene
In The Dark Knight?
in The Dark Knight of Joker?
I
Now
just
there
don't
are
think
some
that's a
Batman
fair
scenes that are
argument.
bad.
But again, though, like he's serving his own character in The
Yeah.
Dark Knight,
This
as
is-
opposed to
this is-
Suicide
this is
Squad.
an
His
ensemble
role is to serve the rest of the ensemble.
Ensemble.
And I can't really say he had a bad scene in this movie. It's just there wasn't enough to care.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's because of the cut scene, so it's not fully fair.
Yeah.
It's just like, did he have a good scene? I guess maybe the common. And like, I guess when he jumped after her in like the acid pit, those 2 scenes were like fine. They weren't amazing, in my
love
opinion.
the scene where he's where they've got the prison guard in the back room.
Oh, I hated that prison guard.
Oh no, I hated the guard, but I loved Joker's interaction with him, where he just sits on his lap, he's playing with his
That was
face.
Griggs, right?
Yeah, and it's so jokery.
But it was so
jokery.
bad compared to the interrogation scenes that he had in The Dark Knight. That's the
Well,
All right,
problem.
You're comparing,
you know?
but
We
you're
can't
Anthony.
compare.
You're comparing a scene between
You
Batman and the
can't.
Joker versus the
No,
Joker.
not that.
and
No. I'm comparing the scene of Joker and the guy. Remember, he goes, he just wants to get money for his mother, and then he's like
yeah.
telling him. That scene was so much better because it's like the same scene. That's
I
it.
have no
I
idea
would
what you're
not.
talking about.
No, he's
Remember
talking
when he
about
says
first
tryouts?
introduced to the Joker, like in the purple suit, when like he's telling the mob, look, give me half of your money and I'll take care of the bat. That's the scene I'm pretty sure you're talking about, right?
Yes, and the scene right
Pencil
after
scene,
it,
pencil scene.
when he takes him and he does, we're gonna do some tryouts
But
here,
let's
and that
compare-
whole interrogation scene I thought was so much better.
Let's compare
then,
those 2 scenes though. Those 2 scenes are designed to make the Joker more of a badass.
A credible threat to Batman.
As opposed to in Suicide Squad, he's just a dog with he's looking for his bone.
I think in the original cut, it was made to make Joker more sadistic than Christopher Nolan's version, and they took it out because they don't want Joker to be that. They want him to just be a comic book, like 60s level villain like Cesar Romero and Jack Nicholson. That's what I
Guys,
think
I
they're
don't know
going for.
what I've said in the non.
Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, just
recorded
say it.
version. So like, I don't know,
we didn't
but
talk
like,
about him in that version.
no, I just don't like. I think comparing them is just 2 different things because
I think so too.
It's
You
true.
can't compare them. You
it's
can't
spread
compare them.
too thin in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like
I
you,
agree.
you
Yes.
can't
I agree.
can't compare those.
I've decided I'm not going to rate his Joker until I see him as the main villain
As a
in either
substantive
Batman or
character.
something else.
I'll wait, but I'll say right now, I am not going to give Jared the benefit of the doubt because I've seen what he's given. So
Wait.
I'm going to say he has
Wait,
to
no,
impress
what
me.
What if he dies and as he said, that's where all the good stuff comes out.
I still
mean,
think
I
it's
thought-
more like a Scott Snyder Joker, which is good. Scott Snyder's Joker is great, but you can't really start with that. You need to,
guys.
like, that's the problem.
Guys, I just want to point out that all of Heath Ledger's unfinished movies that were released after he died were terrible. So
I like
that
the-
point is done.
Parnassus. It was fun. It was weird. But anyway, look, one of my favorite things about the Joker that was done by Grant Morrison back, like, oh my god, almost like 10 years ago now, is that Joker as a form of like super MD, that every time you see him, his personality is different. And I feel like that's the best way to handle him in this cinematic universe. Like,
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
the way they described it was, obviously throughout the years you're getting different versions of Batman, but it's all the same character. And Joker responded to whatever version of Batman he was getting. So back in the 80s, when it was like the Adam West Batman, and it was all groovy, you got a groovy. In the 80s,
You know what really bugs me about Joker now that I think about it? Like, she refers to him as the clown. Like, they clearly know of him. Why is he not in, like...
A more substantive capacity?
Yeah, like, why isn't he in jail? Like, I feel like I don't get why
He
he's
jumped
not
out of the
there.
car, apparently. That's the only reason why. They only caught Harley because...
It was very
Batman
undeveloped.
isn't good enough to catch someone jumping out of a
by the
car.
way, I mentioned before I had two like jump out of my seat scenes, and the other was when Batman just straight up punched Harley in the face.
I thought that was awesome.
That made me laugh
good.
so friggin' hard.
I liked when she did that little hiss thing, too.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Speaking of Batman, his other scene, I loved him in the Deadshot flashback.
Yes.
I did too. I thought that was like the best fleshed out like character
Deadshot
character
in
moment in the
general
movie.
Was the best written and most fleshed out character.
Yes.
I completely.
And he was cliched, and that's crazy because it's true. Like, he was the best character, even though it was a cliche.
See, I've said this before. Like I'm gonna fully retract it. I was not looking forward to Will Smith's Deadshot at all going into this movie.
Even after
Really?
I've been a little tired of Will over the years. Like you could even tell with him, he's been a little tired of the roles he's been taking. This felt like the first time in years that he looked happy to be working on a movie,
Yep.
and it came across on screen. And you could see that he had energy again, and it made me happy to watch him. So everything he did in the movie, I loved. Everything.
Well, really, in particular, Ravi, with that scene that you were mentioning, Batman versus Deadshot,
Yeah.
it did everything it needed to accomplish because you're humanizing Deadshot and making you kind of root for him.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time, this was probably the softest version of Batman that we've seen in this universe because like the Batman that we saw in BVS would have just branded him and like
Yeah.
tortured him in front of the child.
This
And
is
he's
very
like saying,
post.
I don't want to do this in front of your child.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't even make this connection till later on. It's very reminiscent of a Murder Alley scene.
Oh,
Crime
definitely.
Alley, whatever it is.
Definitely.
And I didn't make that connection originally. And I was like, is he, you could think of
Martha?
this Batman
Martha?
that's so, exactly, that he's so psychologically damaged
Yeah.
that he probably is going through a lot of stuff. Because if you notice, he doesn't
you talking about?
incapacitate Batman. He doesn't
yeah.
incapacitate Deadshot as soon as the child gets in front of,
Yeah.
Deadshot's aim. He actually is just standing there for a while. So that's like interesting. There's a lot
This
of
is
like,
a post Batman versus Superman Batman.
and there's
like,
so
you can
much
tell.
nuance to that shot. Everything about that fight, where everything else in the film isn't. It's just popcorn action. And that's the problem that we're missing from these films. They need to have more of that psychological battle
They need to have a
going
soul.
on.
They need to have a soul.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of, you think it takes place after BVS. What do you think the implications? This is like basically would probably be our wrap up. Like, what is the implications of this movie to the big DCEU?
I don't think there is any. I don't think it's going to affect anything in the long term.
I
It's just a Justice League filler movie. And that's how the middle credits made it seem.
I made.
Even though they reference, Superman died, guys. Did you guys know that Superman died?
Oh yeah.
He died for us.
Well, what if the next Superman doesn't die for us? I made a statement before, and I stand by it. Like, this felt like a giant trailer for other things to come. That we're going to see Captain Boomerang pop up in Flash. We're going to see Joker and Harley pop up in Batman. I'd love if Killer Croc does too. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Suicide Squad make like a cameo in the Justice League movie, or at least referenced in the Justice League movie.
Or maybe Justice League Dark.
Post Green Lantern, you will see them trying to build to a Suicide Squad versus Justice League film with Lex Luthor as the leader. That's what I think is going to
Or
happen.
Legion of
Apparently,
Sidebar. Shocked Lex wasn't in this movie in a cameo.
he was supposed
Yeah.
to be
yeah.
in the
Yeah.
movie. A lot.
Doom. But people hated him so
A
much.
lot he was?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard he was like a main member of the team.
Really?
Oh no, that I never heard. That I heard.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
He
That's
couldn't
too
be.
much Eisenberg.
Because the whole problem is, I think
I still
right
love
now,
Eisenberg.
yeah, I don't love. I greatly appreciate. I won't say love because I still think Kevin Spacey is the better Lex Luthor.
Mike
I like
Rosenbaum.
comparing. I know
Mike
I'm one of those
Rosenbaum.
guys. He's good, but not better than Jesse Eisenberg. I'll say that.
Agreed. agree.
I like the paradox aspect of him. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the whole thing. They wouldn't do that with Joker. If they would have made Lex Luthor the guy just like, oh, I'm a real estate guy, I want to get money or something like that, everybody would have been like, that's Lex Luthor, I like that. They decided to go with this very complex character. That's what I hope they do more of, but it looks like they're not going to.
See, I love the theory that, again, I have yet to see the ultimate cut of Batman vs. Superman. I love the theory that Lex starts to turn heel for real because he knows that Darkseid and Steppenwolf are coming. So that like is the reason for all of his madness and all of his shitty decisions.
Now,
but like we can't base that off anything yet. Like I don't know if that's true yet.
What if it comes out that Enchantress was released by like a parademon or something, like, or like Steppenwolf did it to like.
They're two separate things. Like,
you can't do that.
Yeah, they're two separate things. Like I don't want all the bad in the universe to be tied to Darkseid.
Okay.
Like you're allowed to have bad guys that are separate of the main bad guy.
I feel like we won't get that until Sinestro is introduced, though.
In 2019.
Yeah, like I feel like we're so set on this Darkseid path that like I don't know. Like I mean, the next big bad we're getting is Zeus or Ares, I believe.
It's Ares,
What,
yeah. It's Ares.
Wonder Woman?
For Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but like my thing with Ares is that like he's another character like Enchantress that is very one note, and that we're not gonna see him ever again.
I think you could do. I mean, yeah, I agree. We're never gonna see Ares past Wonder Woman. At least I don't think.
Enchantress is dead. I just want to point that out.
I mean,
She's
June
dead.
Moon is still alive.
June Moon, guys, that's her name.
By the way, great quote I just came across.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just realized going from Heath Ledger as the Joker to Jared Leto is exactly what it would be like going from Obama to Trump.
Oh my God. Let's not do that. Let's not bury Leto's Joker. He did it. I don't have a single complaint about Leto's performance. I have a complaint about the way he was used in the movie.
Hey, I'm just retweeting that, that's all.
God.
Doesn't mean I support it. All right, what else do we have on the docket? Anything?
The cameo.
Are we gonna shit on Ravi more?
No, I think we're good with. I think he got.
I understand.
at the
But
front
look,
of
guess
it.
what, guys? We got a much tighter, focused podcast due to that.
Eat my
All right,
ass.
what hopes do you have coming out of this movie?
Suicide. More suicide. I hope everyone.
R
kills.
rating. R rating.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes,
I
R
want
ratings.
people to be R-rated.
Anthony, pointed out earlier that he liked the Ezra Miller little cameo. I like that too. Just like
Yeah.
and what they're doing, and you're right, is that they're tying everyone into the same universe physically.
It feels like one big universe more than I said. I don't know if anyone agrees. I think it feels like more of a connected universe than Marvel has really done yet.
Yeah, which is, but like you said, it's because they're playing catch up.
Yeah. No, of course.
Like the
I'm
Pikachu
hoping-
theme song about ketchup. That was a very good video.
Oh God. I'm hoping we see Waller pop up in Justice League. Like I don't
She
even care
has
if
to.
we get the
No,
squad.
she
I want Waller.
She will.
has to show up
She
in
will.
Justice League. Like,
Well, I'm not gonna say she will, but she should.
she has to. Like it'd be their fault if they didn't put her in.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love, like, we're definitely, it's been confirmed, we're getting a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it has been confirmed.
It's basically confirmed.
Isn't it? So it's Harley Quinn leading a team, though.
No, I heard it's just like, oh my God, I would hate it if it's Harley and her gang of Harleys. But
no, I don't think we'll get but I feel like I don't think you could have the current Harley Quinn book on stands. Like I'd more expect like a Gotham City Sirens kind of
Yeah.
book with it's
Like Harley
Catwoman
and Ivy.
and
I
Poison
think
That's
Ivy.
what I
you do-
heard. They
I
were
think
trying
you
to
could
like
do-
Birds of Prey with Harley
Oh God.
or something. That's what I thought. But
I mean, as long as we get Barbara in her rightful place in that wheelchair, I'm
Oh, good.
A+ in the game.
Speaking of Birds of Prey, I feel like somebody needs to say this out loud. This is not the first live action appearance of Harley Quinn.
Oh right, Birds of Prey existed.
Birds of Prey, she was
Also
the main villain
Arrow.
of that show. And Arrow, yeah, I
Right.
guess.
Tara
I'm
Strong
willing.
did
I'm
make
willing
an
to.
appearance.
I'm willing to get past Arrow because like you don't even see her face. But no,
she's
like,
an arrow.
Yeah, Tara Strong
Makes a
voices
cameo.
her in the Suicide Squad episode.
But no, she's the main villain in the Birds of Prey TV show. It's played by Mia Sara.
Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, that needs to be put out in the universe. Margot
That doesn't
Robbie
count.
did it, but she is the second or third. Okay.
Anything else, guys?
No.
Matt, you don't have any rants you want to go on to? You did
I don't
say
want to go
that-
on rants.
He's tired.
I'm tired now.
Are you down from your high?
I wasn't on a high. I was just, it's been an hour and a half now. We've been recording, and I'm out of it.
I mean, is a Suicide Squad is bad versus evil? I guess we should vote for Hillary.
Oh God, you got that one.
No, guys, you're not voting for Hillary. You're voting for the one true president, Harambe.
Gary Johnson?
Harambe.
Guys, remember, what do we do?
Oh wait, we didn't talk about the soundtrack, by the way.
Oh yes, the soundtrack. That was the last thing. Soundtrack.
Shoddily put together, but they're good songs. Probably
Yeah.
the biggest licensing fees I've ever seen in any film ever.
Yo, Action Bronson, the guy from Black Keys, and Mark Ronson, quite possibly one of the most fun songs I've heard in a long time.
Great soundtrack, just put together.
It was a really good soundtrack, individual songs, but like it was just like a mishmash.
It was
Well,
used so
the flow-
poorly.
Yeah, exactly.
You could tell they added it afterwards because it's like the song is barely in it. Like all the high points of the song is not in it.
Wait.
They just put snippets of it in the beginning. Right when they're doing each character's theme song, you could tell he didn't want to do that, David Ayer. That he was forced to add it.
I feel like it was one of those things that they didn't expect the trailers to get such good reactions with those songs, and then it's like, oh shit, we actually have to put them in the movie now.
But that's what I'm shocked with because everybody's saying, oh, they did this to make Guardians of the Galaxy.
What about
so maybe they didn't, and they just changed afterwards?
I think the only people that know are the director and the studio.
Yeah?
What about the Panic at the Disco cover of Bohemian Rhapsody?
I mean, let's never shit on Panic at the Disco.
No, I love Panic at the Disco, but
Wait, that's what it was?
yeah, it's Panic at the Disco.
At the end?
Yeah.
No, in the final scene that was Panic at the Disco?
Yeah.
They were
Oh, I
covering
didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
You know what? Better than that Fallout Boy atrocity because I couldn't really tell the difference. So
Was that a Ghostbusters thing again?
Yeah.
yes,
You gotta
because I
get
hate that
Ghostbusters
film.
that
Got
much.
to pass it.
I gave it a 6 just because of the 3D visuals. Because I'd never been shocked anymore by
What about the
visuals.
I thought the effects were good. I think I like that they went more towards practical than they did CG in this movie.
Oh, was this film in 3D?
Yeah, it's an IMAX 3D.
I saw it in 2D, so I don't
saw
know.
it 2D.
No, but he's asking, was it shot in 3D?
Oh,
I
I
don't-
don't know.
Yes, that's what I was asking.
Do you
Yeah, no,
care?
I mean, not yeah, I do. It adds.
I kind of was asking if it was often featured in
No,
3D.
It is featured. It's offered in 3D.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, I saw it in IMAX 3D.
So what do you think? Is the 3D worth it?
I mean, maybe for the climax scene at the end, but
Oh,
like,
Ravi's favorite.
oh god,
Oh. Ugh. Gross.
children, please.
This is a family picture.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is PG-13. I could I'm glad I saw it in IMAX. I don't think I needed it in 3D. I could have done without the 3D, but like it's fine. Like it didn't hamper the experience.
But I mean, like visuals. I like their choice to go more towards practical than CG.
Look, practical is always going to be better than CGI, but I think we need to get in the world of blending the two together.
Yes, and his directorial choices are just awful because the best scene that I would think from the trailers is when Will Smith gets on the car, is Deadshot, and is taking everybody out.
Yeah.
The problem is the bullets coming out of his little wrist or whatever was from a different scene earlier.
Oh, that's
Where
right.
like all of the soldiers, most people don't realize this, when they're unloading their clips, they should have put those two together and they should not have just panned the camera back so it looks like a video game where he's taking one guy out like that. I would have wanted a point of view shot there.
Oh, you want to Doom?
You know, yeah, something like that maybe.
Oh man.
No, but like point of view, but then also come back and like be tight around his shoulder, around his neck, not far away. Why are you taking us away from the action? Put us right in the middle of it.
I would have liked through his vision, through his little eye thingy.
Oh, that would have been awesome. That would have been
By the
awesome.
way, just one little snippet on the eye thing. I don't understand the choice to move the eye thing from the other eye.
It doesn't matter.
No, it bothered me. It's what like you said, it doesn't matter. But if it didn't matter, why did they do it?
I don't know.
Because
bothered
they
the
don't
shit
give a
out of me.
shit.
I like to go
Will Smith-
outside sometimes and go to the park, you know.
All right, that's twice you've attacked me, sir, and I don't like that. I'm feeling hurt here.
Maybe we should ask his girlfriend.
You didn't let me finish. I like to go outside and go to the park and catch some Pokemon.
All right, fine. All right, you redeem yourself a little bit.
So
Jesus Christ.
All right, final word. Wait. All right, what were you gonna say, Robbie?
you go, James.
I'm just gonna say, what would you say, your final description? What would you like to cut off with the movie? What's your final word on it?
Just if you like comics, if you like DC, you should see it. If you're a normal person, don't waste your $15 on it.
Matt?
I don't know. I think it's fun. I really liked it. I can't. If you want to go see it, go see it. If not, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's plenty of other movies to go see. I still haven't seen Star Trek. That looks good. I still haven't seen a lot of movies.
I didn't see Star Trek, and I think it's probably better. But it's like their marketing campaign was awful because it didn't intrigue me whatsoever. But give props to Warner Brothers marketing. That marketing team should all get raises because they had to deal with Batman versus Superman, and they also had to deal with this one. And it's like they're doing their job because the first weekend is making money.
Yep.
It's like this film is just it's fine for comic book fans, as I said before. And because they are expecting this. That's what you do with a comic. Not everything is filled in. It's not like a movie. They have to realize they're doing a great job with the iconography of the comics, putting that on the screen. But you need the plot. You need the substance. You need to make people care because you don't have these audience members that are willing to say, I could wait 5 issues down the line until that character becomes important.
I agree.
Can't do that.
I agree. As Matt said, I'm a comic book fan, and it was great seeing these characters come to life, some of them for the first time. And I had fun. If you go into this expecting, a great story, you're probably going to be disappointed. But if you go in just expecting like a fun ride, you're going to enjoy yourself. So,
isn't that what we say about Michael Bay movies?
No, because they're not even enjoyable. They're not fun. They're like offensive. That's the thing. These movies are not offensive. That's why, well, I guess a little bit with Enchantress, and Harley Quinn shorts, if you could call them that.
I don't know if
Well, isn't it true that apparently like they had to make the shorts like they changed the size of the shorts like pretty deep into it?
They CGI'd it to make her butt look more
robust.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You could tell the difference between what's reshot and what's not by Joel Kinnaman's haircuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why they didn't fix those.
Because it's Warner Brothers.
It's not nearly as bad as Fantastic Four, where like all of a sudden, whatever her name, Mara has like a blonde wig on at the end. Just terrible.
I mean, honestly, this is what it is. Like with BVS, I want to wait to see what the final cut looks like.
Well, they've already announced the collector's edition for.
Wait. So has anybody seen the BVS cut?
No.
I own it. It's on my shelf. I went 30 minutes into the original cut before realizing I didn't put in the ultimate cut. It just defeated like any like energy I had to watch it.
No wonder you like BVS. Joking. Wait, Ravi. So did you see it?
I did, and I'll say this. You get to see what Lex's motivation is. That's what it does. That's what it serves to do.
Because I read a plot thing of it. It didn't seem like it added anything.
It serves to provide more of Lex's motivations.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Right.
I've heard that too.
So, and that's it. All right. I'm all Suicide Squadded out.
Yeah.
Squad goals.
I will say I'm gonna see it again. I'm gonna like analyze it. Like I saw it as a fan the first time. Now I'm gonna really like dissect it this second go around.
Yeah,
but I am definitely gonna see it again.
I hope they make a documentary based on the film, and it's called Squad, SKWAD, and it's based on Margot Robbie's tattoo parlor.
Oh yeah.
That's like the motivation of the documentary, but then it like on the side you just see all the awful shit happening. Like David Ayer does awful things to his cast. I didn't realize that.
Well, they were rehearsing like 6 months ahead of. Wait, was it 6 months or like 6 weeks? Both are like crazy.
Probably 6
like,
weeks.
Margot's complained already. Like David Ayer, like she was soaking wet in her clothes, and like he's like, no, you gotta stay in those clothes.
Oh no.
They said at one point he was like, I want you to look at this scene like there's a fetus on the table. That's what he's like, that's your look, and that's what I want.
It's no worse than Jared Leto sending a rat to Margot or bullets to Will Smith.
Or
right,
most
guys.
condoms.
Guys,
on that
I'm
note.
done here.
On that note.
On that
All
note,
right.